Facebook Live followers, we are back again for another episode of Tighter Muscle and Mind, and today we're going to talk.
Can I just move those cords out of that? This looks a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Just those. We'll just keep rolling.
Yeah, cool. All right. As you can see, there's always technical stuff we've got to get through. But today's a special podcast for me. I've got my brother on. We don't normally do this, and if anyone knows us, when our kids are in the car and we're on hands-free and we talk, there's usually about 3 to 4 minutes of silence where we say nothing at all and the kids are going, what the hell he's doing on the phone? So this is going to be new to us, being able to talk for so long and talking to one another, so this is definitely new for us. But bro, thanks for coming on the podcast. I know you've got a busy schedule.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Getting ready for Vegas and LA, which is in a couple of weeks, and you want it to be undercover and not show anyone what your physique looks like. But guys, this is the story about Titan Fitness and how it started. Obviously, it's been a massive part of our lives for over 20 years. And, you know, I'm going to go right back to the start because I guess my brother was a big inspiration for me growing up and watching him compete as a 10-year-old when I was in primary school. I remember coming back from Turkey when I was in year 4 and you were about to step on stage for your first comp. And I had come back and I think you went and watched the comp and you were about to step on stage. And from the moment I saw you, during that period, it was like, this is kind of what I want to do. But I want to go back to the start for you. Like how old were you when you knew that you wanted to lift weights? Like how old were you? How far and what year was that?
I think it was probably when I was about 9 years old. People think, do 9-year-old kids lift, especially when there's no gyms around back then. But it was about 9 years old. I think I picked up the TV guide and I'd seen an advertisement in there, how to get abs of steel. And that just blew my mind. I'm thinking, abs of steel, how do you get that?
Yeah.
So that was the start.
When you were young, were you a big kid? Were you lean, or were you one of those kids that was a bit smaller and you sort of said, I'm gonna show people like I might be small, but you're gonna see what I create out of this body?
Yeah, look, I was a scrawny kid. My mum used to take me to doctors.
Yeah.
Can you do something about this kid's growth? He doesn't eat nothing but chocolates.
Yeah.
And they said, that's fine, as long as he's eating something,
Yeah.
he'll grow one day.
Yeah.
And, I didn't worry about it. Of course I wanted to get bigger and stronger, but, it just wasn't my time at that stage.
We were talking before off camera, and there was a guy, a friend of yours, Jengis,
Yes.
and you were 13 years old and you were trying to get in the police boys.
Yeah.
And what did they say to you at the door?
Well, we actually walked near the police boys club, and looking back at it, I seen a photo of Arnold on the wall. And it just blew my mind. I'm thinking, these guys look unreal, So I said, all right, we'll go into the gym. I was going in. The police officer said, no, not you, you're too small. And I'm a year older than the kid. That's my friend Jengis.
Yeah.
He said, you're right to go in. So that sort of made me want to train harder. Go home, do my push-ups and sit-ups. If I'm not allowed in the gym, I'll do alternate things.
What did mum and dad say? I mean, I know dad was into gymnastics, but you're doing push-ups and sit-ups. What were they saying to you back then?
Well, I don't know if they actually saw me doing it because I was in my room half the time, or if I'd been watching telly by myself at home, in between commercials, sit-ups, push-ups, every commercial, sit-ups, push-ups. It was just crazy.
It's funny, like, if I look back at it, you had it in you from a young age where really you just seen one picture and it was just in your mind. And when I see you train, like you love it. Like you don't do it because you've got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do it because other people are doing it. I want to do it because of me. The hunger, the passion, and the discipline. If you don't have the hunger, I don't think you can have discipline. You've got to have hunger and passion, and discipline will happen.
Back in high school, I remember, I think you were in year 11 or 12, and it was school holidays.
Yes,
right?
It was end of year 11. I just came back from camp.
Yeah, and you school holidays, right? You went to the gym, and apparently you came back, right,
Well,
to school.
Yeah.
And people looked at you and they go, mate, what are you taking?
Yeah, well, what happened was I bought a weight set, big machine that took up probably half the room of the bedroom. You know, there's 3 of us in 1 bedroom. You know, you got 3 beds in there. You got your wardrobes. The weight set just arrived just as I came back from camp. I was into it straight away. Double split workouts, 6 weeks. Went back to school. I remember, you know, clearly this is going back 30 odd years ago. You know, the PE teacher, he was blown away. And then there was smart ass comments from the kids. Steroids, sir.
Yeah. So they used steroids back then.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, what the hell are steroids?
1982?
1984 when I went back to year 12.
You know, how did mum and dad let you put that gym set in that bedroom? Like, there's not like we didn't have a garage. There's no garage either.
Well, they just seen I was crazy. I loved I'd love to lift weights, and back in those days, it probably cost me about $700-800. Probably by the time I assembled more weights, it was probably about $1,000. Going back to 1983. Wow. Now, which parent allows a kid $1,000 back in 1983?
Yeah. So you owe it to mum and dad.
Yeah. So you know, of course, you know, without them, it wouldn't be possible.
I remember back in that bedroom, in the unit block. Obviously, it was all Turks there, and we used to come up and we used to jump on the lat pull down, and you used to lift us up. Yeah.
When there wasn't enough weight, I said, "All right, jump on, boys."
Yeah.
You know, I need some extra weight on the lat pull down.
How many was? Mate,
there was two. There was 2 years on because you know it wasn't. You know, if there was room, I'd throw 4 or 5 years on, but it only allowed maybe 2 people to hang on.
I was about 8 years old. I think I was about 8 years old then.
Yeah, you would have been about 8, 7 or 8 years old.
What about when
you were heavy? You were a heavy kid.
Macca's was around the corner. Oh yeah, I used to love the Macca's down the road. But Danny and a few boys used to come to our house. Like, what was the system like? Because mum and dad didn't like too many people.
Oh look, there was a lot of people at different stages coming through. I remember one particular fella, mate. I won't mention his name.
Yeah.
Crazy form with the side laterals.
Yeah.
And he was facing away from the window. So if he lets go of the dumbbells, it's going off the 3rd floor straight through the window. Lucky my dad walked through. So what the hell are you doing? Control those freaking weights. They're going through my window.
Yeah. And did Dad have a go at him?
Yeah, he had a go at him. You know, his dad was a quiet bloke, but when he needed to speak up, he did. Yeah.
You know, when I look back at it, right, you came through school. You're 18. You finished school. What made you want to compete in that first contest? Like, what was the trigger that
Well, the trigger was I happened to go watch a contest. So I'd never known of any contests or whatever. Looked at the guys up there and I thought, you know, I think I could do this. You know, I've done a couple of years of hard work. It's going to take a lot of hard work to get up there, and which I did. So after watching that first show, it sort of triggered me into saying I'm going to have a go at this.
What was that, 1985?
1986. I saw a show early in the year, and I competed at the end of the year.
I remember we just got back from Turkey with Mum, and you were about to jump on stage.
Yeah.
From that first year, you were about 80 kilos, and then obviously that first show, and you didn't know much about it.
I didn't know much about dieting. All I knew was pretty much protein and carbs, you know, not too much in the way of fats and minerals and stuff like that. So I followed a basic diet, you know, reduced my calories, and I think my first contest was about 79 kilos.
What did you do for cardio? Like back then there was only the windmill bikes.
Well, yeah, I didn't do any cardio, you know. Back then, you know, it was all foreign to me. You know, when they said you need aerobic activity, I thought, they're talking about aerobics. I said, I'm not doing this. So it was really, you know, calories in, calories out. So, you know, if you reduce your calories enough, you're going to lose weight, you know, if you train hard enough. And back in those days, it was different to the way I train today. I was never a volume trainer, but, you know, it was sort of moderate. So that was burning the calories, and just putting just enough was reducing my body fat. So my first contest was 79. I think I probably over dieted. And then I got first in the Mr. Sydney that year. Then I said, all right, next year, you know, I'm going to learn more about it, and which I did.
And then you won the Junior Australias.
In 87, I'd done a show early in the year. Didn't really put much time into dieting. I just did a quick rush job, and didn't place in one show. But then the following week, I think it's probably 2 weeks later. So I'd only dieted for a period of maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So by the time I did that show where I won up at Newcastle, I dieted for 5 weeks, and I was on the right path. Then I was as big as I'd ever been. Training was like injury free. It was a great moment in time.
Let's talk about a bit of adversity, right? Like back in your day, you'd have to catch a bus to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not one bus. Like you used to go to Broadway.
Yeah, multiple buses.
And you used to catch multiple buses. Now, just paint a picture for us. From East Lakes to there, how long does it take to get on the bus, wait for the bus, catch 2 buses, and get to the gym?
Well, if it's a Sunday,
yeah,
you could be waiting. It could take you 5-6 hours to get to the gym and back. Because buses weren't regular then.
So that's 5 to 6 hours on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And how long was the workout?
Oh well, back in those days, the workout would probably be about an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. So an 8-hour day is gone just on a Sunday.
Yeah,
just
Sunday.
to
Yeah,
train.
just to train.
Just to train.
Rail, hain or shine.
Yeah.
Go there. Get drenched.
Yeah. And obviously, like, when you look at it now and you see people and they can get to the gym, there's one in every corner. What was it back in that era where people used to drive or catch a bus or catch transport that made them go? I mean, there was few and far between, but
yeah, look, exactly. Look, it was just hunger. The hunger drove me.
Yeah.
The love for lifting weights was second to none.
Yeah.
That's what made me go to those lengths to get to a gym. Even if it was snowing, I'd still get there.
For me, I remember, like, when you used to compete, I used to, like, ride that. Like, it was like, I had that feeling, I remember I used to go, fuck, show me your legs, show me your triceps. Like, every hour you go, get the fuck out of here.
I've had enough. I've had enough. Get out of here, mate. Leave me alone.
I was riding that whole thing, and I remember I used to, I can't wait for my brother to compete again, because I used to just feel that whole thing. And then, let's fast forward. We obviously, you've won multiple Australia titles, you've won the Junior Australia. You came back, like, almost 15 years later, like 87.
Well, it was 14 years,
14 years later, you come back. What made you come back again?
Well, I just thought, my body's feeling good now. I've got that urge to compete again. We own a gym. I've got these facilities. I thought, why not? Whereas before, I'd have to go to a gym, whereas I've got access to a gym no matter what time I want to train. And back when I did come back in 2000, because I don't like training with crowds, but, you surely remember, we trained, 5 in the afternoon, and then one day I said to your Mets, I can't do this anymore. We're going to train at 4 a.m. 3 a.m. we're going to do 1 hour cardio, and then 4 a.m. 3 days a week, we're going to hit the weights. How did you feel when I said that to you?
Mate, I remember we were doing it, but we were like...
We were on such a high.
We were on such a high, but we were fucking crazy, man. Like, the crazy stuff that we used to do, like fucking those 3 hour cardios and like... But it was like, everyone was just like, you were in this moment.
Yeah, we had a good crew. It was really basically you, me, and Danny. So we had a couple of people jumping in along the way, but we all drove each other along, and I am crazy.
Oh man,
it comes to
insane. The insanity of like getting up at that time, but then working right through the whole day.
Yeah, you'd have to work at the end of your...
we used to do a late night workout at about 9 or 10 o'clock at night,
and then you do another walk. So by the time you hit bed was 11 or 12. So I'd get up at about 2:30, have my coffee, and then all right, let's hit the streets, Mets.
Just to give but I used to love that morning, because in the morning there was nothing on the street.
It was serenity.
Serenity, mate. It was perfect. Like it was like, how do you capture those moments? You know what I mean?
It was so quiet. You could think. You couldn't hear a pin drop. There was no cars on the road.
And you know what's funny? Like, if we give people context of the story, like, you're married, you got a kid.
And
Right there,
and I've got a kid on the
you got a
way.
kid on the way. I'm living in that house.
Yeah.
You got mum and dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all living in one house, and we're barely fucking making ends meet. Like we're barely making ends meet.
Yes.
And here we are, crazy, trying to compete, barely making ends meet. The family's supporting us, our wives. There's about seven, eight of us in the house.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-bedroom house with a little sun. I was living in the sunroom.
Yeah, it was 2-bedroom. You were in the sunroom.
I was living in the
Someone
sunroom.
was probably in the garage.
Fuck, mate. It was unbelievable, mate. I can't, And if you look at that adversity and what we had to go through, like I say to people, like for 14 years, we went through this ride that was just like it was almost insane that you would stay in the game.
Yeah.
How many times did we almost lose the gym? What do you think? Do you think it was the family that drove? Like, we just the support?
Oh, it was definitely the family. Everyone was on the same page, the same direction, and looking back at it, doing those crazy stuff for those the workouts that we did for the comps, it just gave us that mental edge that nothing can beat us. We've done all this hard stuff, mate. This is a breeze. We're going to battle through this, and which we did.
Yeah.
We never once gave up.
Yeah.
We had good support from our parents,
But
our
we're
families.
all competitive, but in the
Yeah.
family. Like, it's just.
Yeah,
Dad was competitive. Even Dad was competitive.
That's right. Dad, he was very competitive. I remember in the early days when I was training, in the off season, I'd get as heavy as 108 kilos, and Dad's a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
Think about it, I'm 20 years old, 108 kilos,
Yeah.
and what would he be? Maybe 70
Sure.
kilos? 70 kilos lucky?
I know.
I thought, this guy's got no chance against me.
Yeah.
Trying to put him down, Mum would say, leave him alone. No, about Dad to leave me alone.
Yeah.
He'd put me on my back
Yeah.
at 108 kilos.
Yeah.
He had the moves.
He had the moves. But Mum was very competitive too, eh? She was like a
Yeah.
machine. Like, how many times would she say, if I was your age, I'd flog you? Like,
Yeah.
if I had your youth, she goes, I'd flog you all.
I'd work
flog all of you
day and night.
And I think that's where the competitive nature of the family comes in, where we never give up.
Never give up, and really, you're competitive, whether he's your father, he's your son, you still want to beat him, he wants to beat me,
Yeah.
And I'm like that with my kids,
I'm the same with mine.
I don't give them an easy ride, I'm trying to
Yeah.
show them the way,
Yeah.
I'm getting on, I've got young kids,
Yeah.
and I said, what, if I had this sort of facility,
Yeah.
if my dad had a gym,
Yeah.
I'd be the next Arnold.
Yeah. But even at Rockdale, like, fucking how hard was it? Like if we go back, when we buying equipment and we bought the wrong stuff and we had no money, and then we went and we got rid of it, and we had to move the stuff to another place.
Well, we're crazy, we're perfectionists.
Yeah.
If we don't like something, it goes.
Yeah.
We'll find the money somehow, we'll work hard,
Yeah.
we'll do it, and we've moved around so much machinery in our lifetime. I don't think anybody else has. And just moving those gyms around, whether we were there or left, it's just an incredible amount of machinery that we moved around that I don't think anybody else, and I can honestly say this, I'm not saying this because my brother or Danny's a very close friend, but our work ethic is second to none.
Yeah. 100%, I agree with you, bro.
I haven't seen any gym owners move gyms. Like, I've seen everyone close up. They've always got removalists. Us, we didn't have money back in the day, and even if we did, I wouldn't trust a removalist to move my machinery. These pieces are gold to us, and we want to deliver them as gold to our members.
What about, like, talking about that, what about Kenzo? That, like, when we were moving up, we thought the first phase was easy.
Yeah.
We were removalists for 1 month, man.
Yeah,
like,
it was
1 month, and every night, I can remember, like, we're moving, and then every night I'm like broken, and then back again, broken, back again, like it was unbelievable. Like no one would quit.
No one would quit. We'd work all night, moving machinery. It was a tight stairwell. I remember one night a piece of machinery got stuck there. You couldn't break it apart, wouldn't turn.
I remember that.
We tried, and we said, all right, let's sleep on this. Actually, not sleep on it, because after every moving, we went back to Rockdale, where there was a leg workout. We'd go in there and train the house down. After moving machinery all day, treadmills, weights machines, and we'd go in and absolutely killed the workout, because the workout, you had to get that in for your mental sanity.
Yeah. You know, you talk about mental sanity, but you have to have insanity to do what
That's
you
right. Look,
you have to have insanity.
yeah, you got to be insane to do what you do. If you love something, you got to be insane. You can't be normal.
Yeah.
If you're normal, you know, just expect mediocrity, you know?
There was this obsession, right? Like if we look at our early days, like we used to go for 14 days straight, and then if you're working on a weekend, I'd have to come in because I felt sorry for you, and vice versa.
Yeah, you'd
It was like,
you'd
you
pop
felt
in.
sorry for the
Yeah.
guy that was working 14 days straight, and the second weekend he'd have off.
Yes.
But you almost felt sorry. You go, I've got to go past, see if he's hungry, see if he needs a coffee.
Yeah, maybe give him a little break here, you know?
Like if you know, when we had the free gyms, and then we were fucking working here 7 days a week, but let's look at the weekends. We're working here, right? It's fucking hot outside. Everyone's having fun on Coogee Beach. We just started. It's not like a full gym.
Yeah.
And then we go, one person would come back and they'd mind the counter, whoever was here on a weekend, and we'd go, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
So we're going for a walk in our breaks in like 30-degree heat.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. And then you'd come back. Like you know, when I talk to young people, and I see a lot of young people, it doesn't matter who it is, bro. Like, you see it a lot. How much work does it actually take, and how many years does it take to be good at something? And then when you're good at it, how much more work does it take?
Oh, look, it's a lifetime. It never ends. It's never ending, you know. You can never say, I'm good at my craft. You just got to keep working at it. Just keep chipping away. If you keep chipping away with the hunger and the passion and the discipline, it's going to happen, but don't think it has happened, because you can always get better.
Yeah. I remember when I was, you know, when I used to get in shape, I go, how am I looking? And you go, just keep going, mate. Like it was always just keep going.
Just keep going.
Don't worry too much about it, just keep going. That always rings in my head. In our family, it was just tough love. It's just like, yeah, do the work, celebrate it for 1 second, and keep moving on. And just keep moving on. You know, if I, you know, when you look at, when, you know, people ask me about you a lot, and they go, what's you like? I go, well, he's 52 now, and he wants to beat this at 60. And again, he wants to beat that at 70. Is that still your mindset?
Oh, obviously, yeah, because, you know, health is foremost, and lifting is my passion. So why not? You know, I see other guys in their 60s and 70s, whether they be on YouTube, Instagram, or whatnot. And regardless of that, even if they weren't, you know, I'm not going to put this barrier in front of me and thinking it's not possible. I'm going to go out there and show people that you can do it. Yeah. So I don't accept when people say you can't do it. That actually drives me on. Yeah. Any negative comment is just, you know, fuel to the fire.
We used to thrive on people saying you can't do it. Like we always felt like we were the underdogs, and we still do. We still have that underdog tag. Like we work and we train like
it's the best attitude.
Yeah.
Best attitude to be the underdog, rather than, you know, being too relaxed and thinking you're on top of your game, and, you know, you'll slide. Yeah. You know, you keep working, even if you're at the top of the mountain, you've got to keep working.
Yeah. You know, your approach is not orthodox. It's not the same as anyone else's, right? And I just train with you upstairs. You do one set to perfection, right? Then you eat. You don't eat the same way as anyone else, where they eat 6, 7, 8 meals, which you used to, right?
Yes.
You know, I see all these people, like, and I want you to debunk these myths, right? So, like, people say you got to eat 6, 8 times a day, right? You eat 3 times a day. You know, sometimes you eat 2, sometimes you'll eat 4 if you feel like you need it, right? But it's very rare. And you're able to have a body of a 20-year-old, and then everyone's going, oh, this works, that works, that works. And when you tell people that this actually works, and they look at you and they go, and he's 52. I go to myself, when I see those people and they talk, I go, listen, and I don't like saying it to people. I don't like saying, don't talk to me about that until you actually know what you know, right?
Yeah.
Because I see it. I've lived through everything, you know, that you've done.
Yep.
You obviously didn't just come up with that. You've done your own groundwork, and you learnt about eating less, about training smarter, and not actually. But it's actually hard. Like I went for a workout with you. It's actually hard because you got to focus harder than anyone else. How did you come up with it, right? And when people say to you, "I ate 6-8 times a meal," what do you think about it?
Well, you know, everyone cries poor. Everyone says I don't have money. You know, why waste all that money on food? If you're going to eat food, make a quality food. Try and eat as organic as much as you can. I'm not saying 100%, but have 3 nutritious meals. You know, 8 meals. Like I've tried 6 meals, 8 meals, 9 meals, 10 meals. Did it make me any bigger? Did it make me any stronger? No. You know, strength comes from within. It's your willpower. You know, how do you see little weightlifters who are weighing 65 kilos lift 3 or 4 times their body weight when you see the bigger fellas that can't lift that sort of weight? So it all comes down to mindset. So, you know, you should be eating 3 meals a day, because I don't know who's come up with 6 meals, because back in the day, I think when, let's say early civilization, right, people working off the land, they'd have breakfast, have a break at lunch, and have dinner. You know, so, and they were a lot healthier. You know, I did research into how they ate and how people have eat, the healthy people, internal health. You shouldn't really eat more than 3 times a day. And well, I'm not going to say it's easy. For me, it is. But for most people, because everyone's been brainwashed, you know, you go to the supermarket, food's on tap everywhere, 24/7. So, and people think, you know, to put muscle on, you need to eat 6, 7, 8, I don't know, keep going.
You know, it's funny, like, you know, people go, "Oh, you just train." I've seen you work hard on one meal where you've been moving stuff. So when people go, "Do you have energy?" I've seen you go all day and having hardly anything. So when people say to me, "Well, you know, he trains one set, he does this, he does that," I've seen, like, when people go, "Oh, you know, that's all he does." Yeah. I've seen you go all day on that. So you've even debunked that myth there. Yeah. You can't go all day.
Oh, look, you know, people think you need food for energy, or you've got to eat straight away after a workout. Yeah. You know, we finished working out a while ago. So, you know, it wouldn't worry me if I didn't eat till tonight, you know. Does that make me any less muscular or worse off, or am I cannibalizing my body? I don't think so.
And man, I totally agree with that. The best shape like that I've been getting in is always been less. You know, less is more. They've always said that. And creating simplicity in your life. If you have to eat less, you can actually focus more on many other things. If you're eating 6 to 8 times a day, well, what have you got time for? You're just focusing on the next meal. So you've eaten for 3 hours, you're getting ready to eat again in 3 hours, and you're getting hungry because you're eating so often.
Yeah, well, when I used to eat like that, as I'm eating that meal, I'm thinking about the next meal. Now I don't have any of that. Whereas, you know, like, I don't know what it was, the type of foods or whatever. By the way, I just want to give a shout out to my missus, fantastic cook, and so is my mum. Yeah. They're the best cooks, and they're the reason I'm in this sort of shape.
It always helps when there's a good cook around as well, eh?
Yeah, look, mum was, you know, fantastic when I was single. She still is. And my wife, she's unbelievable, just like mum. Yeah.
So she's sort of, and they're still competitive over each other, aren't
they? Oh, they are. They're competitive, you know. Mum's saying, "I've taught you." She's saying, "I've taught you." And at the end of the day, I think I taught both of them. Clean eating, exactly. You know. I made, and the way I eat, you know, people think, you know, he eats a bland diet of grilled chicken and broccoli. That's a load of garbage. I can go out and eat, and I can still be in this sort of shape, but obviously I'd rather eat at home because that's where I know what I'm eating. And the way my mum and my wife cook is, you wouldn't think it was healthy.
But I've tasted their food. There's no way in the world you'd think it's healthy. No. But you're right. It's just the flavour seems unbelievable. Yeah. If I now let's go around to obviously this year was, you know, a tough year for all of us. But the impact it had, like you just took it to another level, and obviously at work, and now I'm really getting into the training. I just want to really take it to another level this year. But I've been able to sort of go. I get up at, you know, I was talking to one of the guys off camera before, and my guy started training at 5 in the morning. I get up at 4:30 now, right? And everyone thought I was doing that forever, but I wasn't fucking getting up at 4:30. Everyone just thought, fuck, Mets is crazy, he's getting up at 4:30, but I wasn't doing that forever. And the impact that had on both of us, where you got into shape of your life, I started coming to the gym in the morning at 5, and I get up every day at 4:30. I don't know for you if it's the same as for me. Every time I'm tired, every time I'm going for a problem, every time I'm frustrated, he's saying, get the fuck moving, get disciplined, and stop fucking making excuses.
Yeah.
Like every day, that's what I get.
Yeah, look, you can't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, life moves on, unfortunately, and Dad wouldn't want us to just stop life and not doing what we love doing. He wouldn't want to see us neglect the gym and neglect our health. So I just thought, you know, I'm doing this for Dad.
Yeah.
You know, he was a big impact into why I did get into training. So I didn't want to just give it up just because Dad passed away.
Yeah.
It was the hardest period of my life, and I'm sure it was yours. So I just thought, you know what, this is for Dad.
Yeah. And you know what, it's one of those things that you can't play the victim, you know, in life. And I'll never forget when he used to come to the gym, like just have a laugh. If you see him, he went straight to the bathrooms and he'd say, don't fucking play these cleaners. They're not fucking cleaning properly. If you remember the last time when he came and we're doing the concrete.
That's what I remember. The last time the concrete was here.
Yeah.
And he was in here yesterday, and it just reminded me the last time Dad was
here. Just to give you context, yesterday we actually had the concrete guy who fixes our floors, and that was the last time Dad was in. Obviously, it's always emotional, but you know, he came in, he fixed the floor, and he said, "This is for your dad," because he goes, "I loved your dad that much." So, big shout out to Ahmed for looking after us in that area. But one of the things that we're always taught, and we still do it today, and if you have a look at how clean the gym is, anyone talks about how clean the gym is, Dad used to fucking get up us all the time, going, like, if you look at when we started, like we were working on the counter with putting weights away morning and night. Like that was the only shifts that were available. So you had to put weights away, right? But you also had to clean the gym. Like there was no like negotiation with that. You had to clean the gym for over 10 years, right? And then when we had cleaners at Rockdale the first time, he goes, like, surely you're not fucking paying these guys.
Yeah.
He goes, surely you're not paying these guys, because he goes, if I catch him, because I'm going to grab him by the ear. I go, mate, you can't treat him like that.
Yeah.
He goes, mate, I'm going to grab him by the ear. I go, Dad, don't. You can't do that. He goes, mate, get him out of here. I don't want to see him. When people come to the gym and they go, the gym's fucking super clean, it's because of that.
It's down to Dad, you know. He was just a clean freak, and he wouldn't stop.
And do you think he got that from, because Mum's OCD?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Mum's OCD. Like if you get to our house.
Oh look, Mum's living on her own now, and the amount of cleaning she does, I don't know why.
Yeah, she lives on her own.
Her place is spotless. You could eat off the floor 7 days a week.
Yeah. And if we go to her house, like she cleans straight after us.
Straight after, yeah.
You can't wear your shoes.
Look, particularly after when Mets' family had been there.
Yeah, it's always funny when you're there. Well, I remember, if I go back to the stories of Rockdale, and Mum used to go to Dad, get the hell down there and fucking start cleaning, because it's fucking the weekend. And Dad would go, mate, I'm going, just take it easy. And then he'd go, do you remember he'd take the long walk? That would be crazy.
He'd do a 3-hour walk before he got to the gym. So he'd go
on a hot day,
on
a 40-degree day, he'd do a 3-hour walk, and the gym's only, 30 minutes away?
Yeah.
But he'd take the longest route there.
Mum would ring up his dad at the gym.
Yeah.
No, why? Yeah. He said he was going to the gym.
Yeah, and look, he was a cardio freak himself. Yeah. And he just he loved walking.
He loved the outdoors.
He loved the outdoors, yeah.
You know, he loved the gym. He just wished that he was in this era.
Yeah, he was genetically he was just very gifted. But let's just go back to one of our oldest brother there. Do you think he had Dad's genetics?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And he's funny, isn't he? Like,
Oh, he's the best. You know, like I love him to death.
yeah.
He's the funniest guy. You
Yeah.
always get a laugh. You know, even when you're down.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
find a way to pick you up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was at even when we were at the cemetery on the weekend, and he goes, "Do I look like a lad?" He goes to me. I go, with that beard, I go, "Think you do." But we're about to go away soon. And I actually, you know, a few years ago we started going away, and we've never gone away. Like, it took us about what? Well, how old were you guys then? 49, 48? When we first started going away?
Well, I think it was 212.
212 with
about-
Mems? With Mems, no, with
Oh, with
Mems.
Mems, yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
So it was about 50, 49, 50.
50. So it took us 50 years to go away together. You know,
Mate, it was just the greatest time
It
because
was,
he's just so hilarious, you know.
he's the
And
funniest guy.
he
Like,
makes the trip.
yeah, he makes the trip, mate. Like, no one realises how funny he's on the aeroplane. From the moment you get to the airport, you get on the aeroplane to even when you see him, like, he goes, "Man, I'm leaving for a bit. I'm going," and then he'll come back. And I'll never forget the first time we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm worried, and he comes back to the room at like 2, 3 in the morning. I go, "Where'd you go, mate?" Comes back and he shows me all these photos of the streets and every fucking hotel, and I'm looking at him going, "Fuck me, damn, mate." I go, "Where the hell did you go?" And I go, "Mate, I couldn't sleep." He goes, "What for?" And I go, "Mate, I was worried about you." He goes, "Are you serious, man? I'm in my fucking 50s. And so, you know, it's funny, like, when we get away, you have the best times, and I can't wait for the next week and a half.
And he's a big smoker.
Massive.
So before we board the plane, he's got to go out and puff as many as he can. But personally, I don't know how he holds out on that long flight.
Yeah.
But as soon as he gets off that flight, straight out the door, first thing a smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing about our oldest brother, he doesn't give an F of what anyone does. He's doing it what he wants to do it. Even the way he eats the meat. You know, when we get a beautiful steak, and the way he chops it up, dissect it, and
he'll operate on the
okay,
meat.
mate, that's a $100 steak there. And he goes, "Mate, yeah, but there's a couple of areas I don't like on it."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, but
no, he was blessed with superior genetics.
and you know, he was always there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everything that we went through, he was always there.
He was, you know, he doesn't
On the tools.
he doesn't train on weights.
No.
But,
mate, he's
but
got
you get him to move machines
yeah.
and mate, he outdoes us.
Yeah, he goes all day. He's
So
got
that goes to show you the type of genetics that he's got.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he didn't utilise them.
He could come back, but he's got too many excuses.
He could come back, but
he's got the best excuses.
His shoulder, he dislocated his shoulder as a young kid, and he's never quite been the same with his shoulder, and that's always thrown him off.
Yeah.
So he's
But guys, if you ever get to meet him, he's the funniest guy. He's just got the best sense of humour, and that's the beauty about our family. Like, everyone's different in their different ways.
Yeah.
And it suits the family perfect that everyone's different that way, and that's how you make a good team, because you can't have the same team. It's like any team; they're all different positions, right?
That's right.
And everyone plays their role.
Mets is the showman. He likes the camera. I'm not a big fan of the camera. I like to go, you know.
But bro, even on stage, right? You never actually like going on stage. Like, you were never you like doing the work.
I think when I did my first shows in my 20s, it was probably different.
Yeah.
I probably didn't mind it back then because it was foreign to me.
Yeah.
But when I did come back in 2001, it was like, I love the training, but I just didn't like going to those contests and being amongst those type of people, you know.
Yeah.
Well, if I can give one advice to people, look as good as you can. You don't need to step on stage. If you do, that's fine, you know. I've done it, so, you know, I can't bag anyone that does, but it's not going to make you a better person. Just train hard and look after yourself.
Yeah.
You can get into shape without stepping on stage.
Yeah, be competitive against
Be
yourself.
competitive, because the only person you can beat is the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, you can't compete against anyone else. Everyone's got different shapes, so you just got to beat your best.
Yeah. And if you're competing against yourself every day, you're just trying to become the new version of yourself
the
in
new
a week,
version, yes.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, constantly just chasing that person and just honing in and being like the masterpiece of yourself and just chipping away. And that's one thing I've learned from you, you know, ever since I was young, is just work hard. And I don't ever forget, you know, I used to say to you, fuck man, I'm just fucking struggling with this camera stuff, and you go, just fucking prove people wrong. Just fucking get in front of it and just do it. You know, if you want to do it, just do it and prove people wrong. And it's that kind of advice where it's not like, look, you'll be alright. It's not like you'll be alright. Just fucking prove people wrong, right? And most of the time it's proving yourself wrong. Get out of your way and prove yourself wrong of that belief you've got in your mind. You know what I mean? And anything anyone else says, just be monk-like and utilize that vision, that tunnel vision that you have, and just be the best version of yourself. And that's what I would get from you all the time.
Yeah, look, don't worry about what other people say. Yeah. They say you can't do it, prove them wrong.
Yeah.
You know you can do it, you just got to learn the trade.
Yeah.
Go in there, keep chipping away, and you'll get better.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. I actually fucking really enjoyed this. I mean, we covered a lot of ground. You know, it was funny. We went to the past, we went to the middle, we went to the end, we came back, we talked about our whole family. Time Fitness is really about the family, mate. There's not one person here that it was just a fucking, you know, it was a massive effort, you know, to get to this point and to see, you know, the world, you know, watching this, you know, and to go through everything we went through in those early days and to fucking stay in the game. And I don't even believe we've started. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg of what everyone's going to see about what we've created, and the lives we're going to transform through Titan Fitness. And it amazes me, like if we look back at our lives when we first started, and you said we're going to be in this position, we'd go, fuck, this is just unbelievable. Like, I can't believe that, right? And that's true. That's true, right?
Yeah. The thing is, you've got to have a goal, a vision, a dream. You know, everyone should dream, and then work on that dream, not just dream.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure you both dreamed about it as well. You know, I love this game, and you know, I thought, you know, we've seen gyms around the traps, you know, whether it be Australia or overseas. You know, we can do it better. Yeah. And we had that dream and that vision, and it, you know, came to reality. But like you said, you know, this is just a stepping stone. We've just started.
100%.
So we've brought it to this level, but this is the start of the next chapter.
You know, another thing I've learned from you is like every day is day one. Like, you know, when I go, you look good, and you go, yeah, well,
all right, today's over, mate.
Today's over. Like every day is day one, and if everyone can take that, and if anyone can take anything away from this podcast, is that don't ever give up. You know, overcome adversity. You know, prove the naysayers wrong. You know, all the time. Stick to what you love and fucking work really, really hard, right? And just have a good, like, we're lucky we had a good support network, even though we had to go through every adversity, even though we were down and out. You know, sometimes we did argue, like we did, like, you know, we argued, but we argued that we weren't going to give up, and we made up fucking quick. Like if we argued, it was like, you got to make up, shake hands, make up. That's it. You know what I mean? And you know, I just want to thank everyone in the family. That's it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Great episode. Thanks, bro. Just want to thank everyone in the family because it's a big team effort.
And that's why we're here.
All done.